Hello everybody, and just here and welcome back to Gundam, The Witch from Mercury, episode 2. In the previous episode, Suletta arrived to the academy. She met a girl, saved her, and saved her on multiple occasions. First time she saved her from a certain death when she was trying to escape the academy, to escape from her from her fiance, I guess. Not through mutual love, mind you, but through a duel. He won himself a bride, essentially. And the second time Suletta saved her was through a duel, again, with her soon to be fiance or ex fiance by now. And now it's Suletta that got herself a fiance instead. Besides that, we were introduced to the academy, to the rule of everything being decided through a duel, because, of course, a fantasy slash sci fi school, you can't do it any other way than to solve any and all disputes through duels, and we wouldn't have it any other way, would we? There was also some bits and pieces of deeper things, deeper themes that started poking its head, poking their heads through every now and then, like the fact that Suletta doesn't know what a tomato is, because she's been living on Mercury, and apparently on Mercury they're eating like nutritional paste with flavorings, but they don't have actual plants, which is interesting. Also, another thing is the board of some company or whatever. They are very much working behind the scenes, working in the shadows, doing all sorts of things, like, for example, deciding who's gonna be whose fiance, trying to assassinate each other to ensure that someone's gonna be someone else's fiance, so that two companies can be merged, and it very much reminds me of like noble houses in medieval and later times, like joining through marriage to create a bigger house, bigger family. I wouldn't think that's what would have happened in case of companies. They aren't usually like hereditary, but apparently that's how it works in the Gundam universe, at least in this Gundam universe. So hey, who am I to argue with the way the world has been created, right? Yeah, we ended up with Suletta getting a fiance, and that's where the episode ended. So I'm assuming we're gonna pick up from there, and I'm assuming there are more duels ahead of Suletta, and perhaps also the fact that she has a Gundam, not just a mobile suit, but a Gundam. That might cause some issues, because why would some random hillbilly girl from Mercury own such a powerful piece of machinery, right? So that's gonna be interesting. What kind of trouble will it spell for Suletta? Because I'm 100% sure it will spell trouble. Yeah, what kind? We're gonna see that. You're gonna need your subs to sync up your copy. I'm gonna need my sound to hear what's going on. And I'm also gonna have to ask you guys for your support on Patreon or Throne, links in the description. And if you don't want to spend any money whatsoever, you can still help the channel by sharing my content, spreading the word. It really does help. And with that, we can start watching episode 2 of Gundam Witch from Mercury in 3, 2, 1, go. Last time on Dragon Ball Z? Yeah, last time on Dragon Ball Z. You get clapped. Gundar. Right, and we were also introduced to the Council of Bishonens. Okay, so the Gundam was renamed. So it is Lefrit but renamed. Gotcha. Okay. Oh, is it the first time we see the opening? That's smooth. That's some smooth rotations on them. Those balls are everywhere. Yeah, I don't have the lyrics, so I don't know what they're singing of. But it seems pretty upbeat. It's probably about despair and depression then. Many opening and ending songs have the tendency to be either super slow and mellow and talking about happy things, or super upbeat and you wanna dance, but the song is about depression and suicide. Okay, this dude is gonna remain a prominent character, seemingly. I wonder if he's gonna come around. Also, I love the music. And that's young Suletta. Yeah, Guel lost the duel. Yeah, you're not supposed to see that. That's forbidden technology. That's forbidden love. Girls can't love girls. I mean, they have. No one's dueling right now. Is that illegal? Yeah. Cursed mobile suit. Right, there was talk of disposing Gundams. So is it like the last remaining Gundam? Or something like that? I mean, frozen and prohibited, but no one's developing that machine further. It's been developed, and that's it. If you are, then we have to kill you right now. Okay. Register to Mercury. The fuck is a witch, though, in this context? That doesn't bode well. Okay, so those are notebooks, apparently. She's on the death row, actually. Probably. Which trial? With stakes and all? You better fucking not be. Okay, bad memories? Probably. Yeah, he's not gonna dirt his hands with manual labor. She's not coming back? So the usual thing. That's a nice rattle wrench. Okay, she's gonna help Suletta somehow? Right, everything needs approval. Yeah, very much a corpocracy. Yes, I do actually. Cause she's a pushover. And probably other reasons. Like she can't do anything about it because she will be expelled if she stands up to higher ranking people or whatever. Time to complain to Papa? Also, I like that they have rooms with 0G. It's not all under the effect of artificial gravity. Okay, so both of them are getting fucked, essentially. Yeah, I mean, he's not wrong. He's just a messenger. Who's that? Whoever it is, she seems to be incognito. I can help you. A mysterious helper who looks an awful lot like Mickey T from who's also a mysterious helper from Hataraku Mao-sama. I'm not going anywhere without Suletta. Is that it? Or... Okay. So she's escaping then. Or perhaps her father learned of her plans and is just bringing her home. Okay, what's gonna go tits up? The guy or the CEO? The guy. Hmm. Question is, does he have any sort of pride? And will he agree that he lost fair and square? That's a possibility. Whomst? Prospera, a masked lady. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's this Bishonen number 2. You gonna watch her eat like that, or... Yeah, he's just gonna watch her eat. Has she not been fed here, or... Okay. Interested in a Gundam or interested in her? It's a big difference. And could be either way, honestly. What the fuck is a witch? Hmm. Okay. That's a valid point. The production of Gundams was halted because of data storms. Yeah, true. And it is a perfectly valid excuse. Dressed like what? Is this Suletta's mother? Suletta's mother's right hand was similar, wasn't it? And now Pyramid is apparently a mineral. It's a registration system, it's a number, it's a technology, it's a waveform, it's a mineral. Pyramid is fucking everything. Well, that's not convincing. Oh, hello, Miorina. What you doing here? Okay, so it was a setup, as I thought. True, we could get rid of corpocracy. How did she get in then? Okay, illusions of grandeur. Well, not illusions. He does have power. Okay, that's fair. He's not gonna obey those rules. I mean, he's gonna change them last moment. Sure, the profit angle. And you're being released. Okay, stakes are up. Ending. Okay. Encased in crystal. Trapped. Imprisoned. Also crystal, so kind of a golden cage situation. Then again, Suletta is also encased in crystal, but this one's rough. Although not really. Yeah, I'm not gonna try to look too deep into the symbolism of the ending, I guess. Although the symbolism of that particular scene was kind of clear. Miorina encased in crystal, trapped, frozen, and Suletta trying to rescue her. Oh, after credits scene. And that's some special mobile suit. Similar tech to Ariel. Can also detach parts. Is that a Gundam? Girl's Pride. I'm assuming he's gonna come around a little. He's gonna be like, no, I lost fair and square. The duel isn't void. I lost. I'm gonna do better. I have my pride. I'm gonna duel again until I fucking win. But I'm not gonna take the easy way out. That's my assumption. Okay, today we got a little bit of a slower episode, really. Uh, how many episodes is Gundam Witch from Mercury anyway? I think it's 12. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's 2 parts, so it's probably 12 times 2. Yeah, I think I mentioned it during the previous episode, I think, or during the first one. 12 times 2, so it can allow itself to be a slow burn. I don't mind it whatsoever. Kind of makes the commentary during the episode itself a little hard. There were some moments that I was like, oh, fuck, it's time I say something. I should really say something. I should really talk about something, but there wasn't anything more that I could add because they were discussing things. But yeah, I don't mind a bit of a slower burn series. The Council of Bishonens and Twinks. Cool. Permet. The Permet thing bothers me because it's a single name for everything. Permet code, Permet energy, Permet link. Permet is apparently also something you mine. What the fuck is Permet? I don't know. And even if Permet is like mineral or something that allows mobile suits to work or whatever, then why name everything based on Permet? Like, we have copper, you don't name, I don't know, this a copper soundbox. You don't name this a copper based pointing device, even though it contains copper, right? They have their own names, transmitting signals through antennae, like TV signals. You don't call TV copper service, even though antennae use copper. You don't call plumbing copper water, even though pipes used to be made of copper, right? Why the fuck is permit everything? Ox Earth. Witch. Witch. What's a witch? A witch is someone who can control a Gundam. Probably. A witch is someone involved in Gundams. Lady Prospera, whoever she might be, was accused of being a witch, despite not piloting a Gundam. I think it's part of a plan to like vilify Gundams and everybody who was working on them, right? Call them a witch, call them evil, call them bad, call them demons, so that the general public doesn't have to wonder. The general public doesn't need the new ones. They are witches, they are outsiders, they should not be trusted, their ideas should never even be considered. It's a very common tactic. Honestly, shockingly so. And it's like everywhere, even in like modern discourse. If you brand your enemy a Nazi, that's it. You don't have to entertain their thoughts. You don't have to entertain their opinions or anything. If you brand your enemy a commie, that's it. Or a tank, or a tanky, or whatever. You don't need to consider their points, right? If you brand someone a witch or a heretic, they're outsiders. They're not us. They're the others. You don't need to consider their point of view. The same goes here. They're branded witches. And you don't talk to witches. You don't entertain witches' ideas. You don't use witch technology. Cool. There really is a lot of like political and socio-political themes here. I love how smooth this rotation is. For a moment I thought this might be a CG model, but it's not. It's just animated. Someone just spent like an hour or two or however long making this. Incoming call from Miorine. Calling Suletta. They're keeping in touch. Another bit of very smooth rotation. I love her pantyhose. I said it once, but you don't often see pantyhose that have like the pantyhose detail. Usually when a character in anime has pantyhose, it's just their legs but colored black. And no other detail are there. Unless the artist has like a foot fetish, then the feet will be like super well detailed. But that's about it. Daily lives at school, everybody's happy. Birds are chirping, they're driving around in their electric scooters. We see some secondary characters. Oh, happy days. They're probably not gonna last. Or maybe they will. Maybe they will, honestly. Wouldn't surprise me either way. Yeah, the Council of Bishonens. And this dude, Gwyn, isn't portrayed as an evil antagonist throughout the opening, right? He's portrayed as perhaps a little bit fiery, perhaps a little bit ill-tempered, but ultimately, decent guy. Now this dude is portrayed as a villain, pure and simple. Her, hard to tell. Yeah, she won, of course. And of course we can't have her win, can we? We have to grab them and impound their mech. Or Suletta's mech. Rules are set by president, take precedence over all others. It really is a corpocracy, and the dude was correct saying that yes, I am king, because for all intents and purposes he is. Makes me wonder, what's the deal with the government though? Right? Is there a government? Or is it all corporations? Bottom down, bottom up. Perhaps that's the deal. That's the thing, that's the issue. Earth can have government that regulates what's going on Earth. But once you're out in space, you can't have the government of space because space is so vast. You can have the government of Mercury or the government of Mars, but not the government of space. So corporations rule. It's easy to hide a space station somewhere. It's easy to grab an asteroid from the croupier belt, slap some buildings onto it, and build your lab there, completely out of reach of any government. Interesting. Weren't all the Gundam types disposed of? As far as we know, besides the one that Suletta and her mother used to escape. Don't those things take the lives of their pilots? They used to. Not with this new technology. Or rather, this new technology does still take the lives. Although no. We only saw Suletta use it and did not suffer any data storm. Her mother never managed to use it, so we don't know if Suletta is special in that data storm from the Gundam doesn't affect her, or is it the technology that's special and it's simply her mother who was unable to connect with Ariel or Lfrit or whatever you want to call that Gundam, and perhaps there is someone else who can also connect to it and not suffer data storm because the technology, not because Suletta is special. It's a Gundam. Her name is Ariel. Frozen and prohibited by the agreement. Yeah. Vanity Institute that developed the Gundams. She doesn't look like a witch. What does a witch look like, though? Do you expect her to wear a hat and have a familiar, or register to Shinsei Development Corporation of Mercury? Because Suletta is from Mercury. I think a bunch of miners at Mercury could build their own Gundam. I can see why not. Guess the folks Earth? Possibly, but hey, maybe they just got their hands on scraps. Maybe like you blew up the space station, some scrappers found it, and there was some pen drive or an SD card or something that you missed, or whatever, and they're continuing the research. Maybe, who's to say? Then your son will reclaim the title of holder. Yeah, that's the plan. And everybody believes that she cheated, of course. And I have a feeling that's not gonna sit right by Gwyn. That one scene in his father's office makes me believe that. Lending of student notebooks is against school regulation. Of course, there are regulations fucking everywhere. An Earthian like you should stay out of this. Of course. And the Earthians are discriminated against for some reason. He's interested, but not romantically, because he doesn't want romance for some reason. Probably bad previous romances or something. I don't know. Something must have happened. Gwyn sent them because he himself was summoned by his father. She's gonna be expelled. I like the detail on this toolbox. Those little tiny bits. Yeah, you fix it. I'm going. Shinsei Development Corporation. 33 years ago, ranked D within the group. So it couldn't have been founded by Suletta's mother, because Suletta would have been like 40 by the time of today. Hmm. Support welfare engineering throughout our company history. Yeah, about business, company history, contact us. Oh, that's their website. That looks like shit. 151st place in sales. It's the Spatians who are holding us down. Maybe, probably, withholding resources? Is that the thing here? Earth has depleted its resources, so now they rely on, like, mining operations, mining asteroids, and the Spatians essentially rule, because if they don't bring the hydrogen from space onto Earth, then Earth is not gonna have hydrogen? Is that it? And of course, we have a couple of bullies, because we have to have bullies. You can't have a school setting without bullies. Nika, why did you? A combination of multiple factors. A bit of just being a doormat, a bit of self-preservation, probably because if she stood up to the Spatians, she would get in trouble. Some plague is also in the air. I'm gonna pick you a fiancé. Her father really is a piece of shit, isn't he? I've been trying to look for like some redeeming qualities in him in the prologue and here, that maybe he really does have the good of mankind in mind, that maybe he really like couldn't deal with seeing this many people dying to data storms. Maybe his son died in a data storm, maybe his wife, or something like that. We don't know those things. Maybe it's actually true. I don't know, but so far, nothing really redeeming about him. Very black and white situation. Forcing me to quit piano, even my own mother's funeral. Yeah, her mother is dead, which makes me believe that perhaps mother was a Gundam pilot and died in a data storm. Flush button, emergency button. That looks like a very modern train toilet. Except instead of a sink, they have like two holes. I'm assuming you put your hands there and they get sprayed with soap, sprayed with water, and then dried. That's cool. There are some cool sinks in some shopping malls, shopping galleries around here that have like a one very wide horizontal tube, and at two ends you have first soap. So you put your hands there, take the soap, wash your hands with soap. Then in the middle there's water to wash off that soap. No, in the middle there's like a water that you can normally use, and then the middles of those pipes are blowers, dryers, so you can dry your hands in the same spot instead of using the sink in one place and then the dryer somewhere in the wall. I thought she was gonna be helpful, but apparently she double-crossed me, Orin. I thought for a moment they're gonna get tractor beamed back, or they're gonna get attacked, or captured, or something. But no, they're just going to the father, because father controls everything. Because of course he does. Member of the Jeturk family lost a jewel in a Jeturk mobile suit. Yeah, he doesn't react particularly much to the accusations of losing. He doesn't react much even to being slapped, to being chastised. But here, I'll arrange to have the duel result voided. Now you see the grimace. It could be either I needed the help of my father to not lose the duel, or it could be I lost the duel and now my father is having to help me. Am I really this helpless? Can I really not take any responsibility on myself? Why is it always my father who's helping me? Could be either way. Lady Prospera. It's a name and a half. Probably a fake one too. Elan Ceres. Is everybody around here named after planets? Suletta Mercury, Elan Ceres. Although Ceres is. Is it an exoplanet? Or is it just a really large asteroid? Can't remember. I think it's an exoplanet. Student at Asticassia and brought her some food. And he really likes watching people eat their food, apparently. What a fucking creep. And apparently she wasn't fed for a long time or something. Because she's really wolfing down that food. I'm interested in you. I'd like to learn more about you. Is it academic interest or is it romantic interest? He said he's not interested in anybody romantically. He will never fall in love. So that could either signify that indeed he will never fall in love, or it could signify that there is one person that he can actually fall in love with, and that happens to be Suletta. Or maybe someone else. Who knows? The cast is big, and we have 24 episodes for that. Wouldn't surprise me if by the end of the second season he ended up with Chichi. Or whoever else, honestly. No ties to Vanadis Institute, it's not a Gundam. Yeah, it's a really cool new technology actually that we built. Permit influx values. Permit is fucking everything. There is no gun format. I mean, gun format kills people. This machine didn't kill Suletta, so it can be a Gundam. And you can't prove it to be a Gundam either. So, bit of a tough situation, but of course, this motherfucker just says, yeah, I say so. So it has to be true. And the hand. Yeah, I was wondering what the fuck the deal is with that. I can't help doubting when you come dressed like that. How is she supposed to dress? Did you expect her to come here in lingerie or something? Or what? Wait, is everybody else dressed uniformly? No, they have different clothes. So why is her dress weird? The connection point. I'm not sure. I don't remember. Like, my first instinct seeing this was that it's Suletta's mother. Mercury. They're both on Mercury. That would check out. Hiding her face conveniently, and her right arm missing. But on the other hand, haha, on the other hand, cybernetic enhancements and like bionics seem to be commonplace in this world. So it could just be another person who has a missing arm. And the helmet is because she lost her eyes or something, or whatever other reason there might be for her to wear helmet 24/7. This arm, as well as the face behind this mask, were both claimed by Mercury's magnetic field. Is magnetic field on Mercury really that strong to rip off limbs from people, or environmental conditions on Mercury are severe? Yes, they are, but that's due to temperature. Mercury is the closest planet to the sun, so utilizing our drone technology, we'll be able to mine for a permit without putting anyone in danger. Okay, so that's appeal to his. Interesting. Because this appeals to his initial thing with I don't want people to die needlessly. And they're dying needlessly by controlling Gundams, right? What use is there for technology that kills its wielder? And that seems like an appeal to that, right? We can save lives, right? People can use this technology to save themselves, but he remains unshaken. No, that thing is a Gundam because I said so. Yeah, I guess nobody else gets a vote, or well, they might get votes, but if they vote differently than the chairman, then they're gonna get expelled from the board. That's probably how it is. And here comes Miorine. You made these rules yourself, you shouldn't change them after the fact. Yeah, he's gonna. Like, I hate to break it to you, Miorine, but he's not one to keep the rules. Whether it's the rules that he set or someone else, he's just not gonna care about that. Even if he agrees to the duel or whatever, he's just gonna let you duel, and no matter the result of that, he's just gonna do whatever he wants. Because that's the kind of person he is. Space is in need of new rules. That I agree with, fully. Neither consultation nor explanation are necessary. You obey. You're a king? Yes. I'm vested with power. These are the rules of the world. Those with power have strength. Or rather, those with power rule, those without power obey. Fight according to the rules that change every hour according to his wishes. And of course, we can spin it for, hey, this technology seems kind of cool actually, so maybe we could allow them to duel a couple of times to gather a little bit more information. It's about ethics. Nothing here is ethical, for fuck's sakes. Fiancés reconnected, and now the stakes are even higher because if she loses, then she will lose the mech and she will be expelled. But if she wins, that probably won't change anything because why would her father change anything? Why would he respect the rules if he can make the rules on the spot? Right? That's the problem here. That's the problem. How can you win a duel against someone if after the duel is done and you have won, that someone says, "No, but you got further than 3 meters from me at some point, and that makes the duel void." And everybody's gonna listen to them. That yes, yes, of course, 3 meters rule. Everybody knows about it, right? Haha. Yes, of course. I was there when it was created, sir. Right? There's no winning. There is no winning. And I don't know if there's a place for a change of heart. Well, this dude didn't have a change of heart for so many years. He's not gonna have a change of heart anytime soon. Permanently established, and some other mobile suits. Red one with green energy, going against a couple other mobile suits, and also uses those floating bits that can disconnect and just spin to win. I wonder if that's a Gundam. I wonder if what we're going for here is only a Gundam can fight a Gundam kind of deal, and only Suletta can pilot Ariel. So the Gundam, evil Gundam from Titan 6 is attacking us, and only Suletta can stand up to it. So, oh, please, please protect our company's profits. I will give you my daughter as a fiancée, but board your Gundam and fight. I wonder if we're going for something like that. Or maybe the father is just gonna be fucking dead soon. I sure hope that's gonna be the case, but we'll see. Guel's Pride, yeah, that title again makes me think that Guel is gonna become a decent man. Maybe boisterous, maybe ill-tempered, but ultimately he has his pride, and he lost, and he knows he lost, and he wants to duel again, and this time he hopes to win. If he loses, but he doesn't want the duel voided. That's the vibe I'm getting. Okay. That was episode 2. Gundam Witch from Mercury. A little bit slow, but I don't mean it as a negative. And slow in the meaning that there weren't any like super high tension, fast paced events going on. It was a lot of talking, a lot of under the table deals, a lot of conspiring, a lot of making plans, right? It was a lot of that. Not much action. A lot of politics. And people kept telling me that Gundam is, for the most part, very much about the politics, about about fights of humans versus humans. There isn't much fighting aliens or fighting some, I don't know, reawakened space dinosaurs or whatever else. It's just humans being shitty and fighting other humans who are a lot of the time just as shitty as they are. And it seems to be the case. The only character that I can say, only characters that I can say for sure are not even on the grayscale spectrum, but are like purely good would be Suletta and Miorin. Or sure, they might have their flaws. Miorin probably most of the two, but not on the scale of what the corporations and those people have presented. So that's interesting. Everybody seems to be at least to some degree gray. What else? We are setting up a lot of stuff. Most important thing being the duo of Suletta and Miorin versus father versus someone else versus Gwyn again. We don't know that, and I'm already getting frustrated ahead of time because I know that Miorin's father isn't going to honor anything that she comes up with. He's just not going to, because he doesn't have to. And I'm wondering what can happen there to change that state. What can happen there for him to have a change of heart? Probably not. The one and only thing that comes to mind is some third party attacking and him being gravely injured or perhaps even killed. And maybe Miorin inheriting the company or something along those lines happening. I don't know. I don't know. Kind of makes me wish that in the first episode, Gwyn's father did blow up the shuttle, despite the news that Gwyn lost. He could have avoided the duel anyway, and he would have saved Miorin a lot of suffering for sure. Although she would have been Gwyn's betrothed, so that wouldn't be great either. Hmm. Yeah, there certainly is a lot of tension. I can feel a lot of tension there. I'm tense thinking of what's going to happen to Suletta and Miorin. In regards to Miorin's father, mostly, but also the after credits scene makes me believe that there's someone preparing to attack something. Are they gonna attack the school? Are they gonna attack Earth? Are they gonna attack Mercury? What's exactly gonna happen there? Is it a new threat a brewing? And Suletta will have a chance to prove herself and something, or I don't know. I don't know. Also, I continue being puzzled by Permet, how Permet is absolutely everything. Kind of like Gund, although Gund has fewer uses. There's Gund technology, there's Gund arms, and that's basically the extent of it. Perm has much wider uses, and I'm honestly not that big of a fan of that. You would have thought that each of those things would be given some marketable name. Instead of being a permit link, it would be called, I don't know, USB 7.0 or Bluetooth 17 or something. Instead of being called permit fluctuations, it would be uh, oh, oh, Ochrakus's waveform, because Dr. Ochrakus figured it out, or something, whatever, instead of just calling everything permit. Uh-huh. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't think anything more comes to mind, but I'm just gonna skim through this episode real quick. Lady Prospera is still a mystery, and I'm assuming she will remain a mystery. She's conspiring with Gwyn's father. Maybe the two of them can actually do something about the chairman, about Miorin's father. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see about that. Also, I love that Miorin is like acting friendly with Suletta. She's not rejecting her completely like she used to in the first episode. She now sees her probably a little bit as a mm, as like a freedom pass kind of thing, right? I'd rather be betrothed to someone who doesn't necessarily want to be my betrothed, because we can work it out, right? We can work out some arrangement. We can enter open marriage if we want. We can get divorced after my father passes, because they will probably agree to that because they're cool. Uh, but out of the goodness of her heart, she also seems to go and help Suletta, which is nice. A little bit of character development. You gotta love it. And now I think that's gonna be it. So maybe you guys, maybe you have something more to say about this episode. If so, let me know in the comments. Did I miss something? Did I misinterpret something in your opinion? Or maybe you have something of yours to say. Do that down below. No spoilers. Episode 3 will have probably been out by the time this one makes it to YouTube. So no spoilers from episode 3, please. Okay? Okay. If you do want to talk spoilers, Discord here, also in the description. Join the Discord, join the Gundam channel, and you will be able to talk spoilers there if you want, as long as you use spoiler tags and all that jazz. Like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it, but tell me why so I can improve. Subscribe to the channel to be notified of future releases of not only Gundam but also Symphogear AXZ, also Madoka Magica, also what else is there? Sword Isekai, Novice Alchemist, and the Arifureta OVAs are going to be coming out in the coming weeks, and some other shows that I might or might not pick up in the future. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon or Throne. On Patreon for $10 a month to get early access to non-seasonal shows like Madoka Magica, like Symphogear, like Arifureta OVAs, and for just a single dollar you get a place in the credits and a role on the Discord server. On Throne, you can pitch in directly towards my purchase of better lighting, better camera, stuff like that. And if you don't want to spend any money whatsoever, you can share my content, spread the word. That really does help the channel an awful lot. So you can give a little bit of a brick to build the channel bigger and bigger and bigger. And with that, my throat is dry, my mouth is dry, so we're gonna end it right here, right now. That's gonna be it from me for today. And as always, you guys do all the good stuff. And I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers. And here's the credits I mentioned. You can be one of those people and you don't need to pay a corporation to do that. Well, Patreon is a corporation, I guess, so there's that.